Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Julia. Today we are doing another pick a card reading. Today's reading is how you are other people's karma. So I think this is going to be a pretty juicy reading. This can play out in a number of different ways. You know, you could have been sent into people's life to be a blessing to them because they've accumulated good karma, or perhaps you were there to teach them a lesson they haven't been taught yet, you know. So this can play out in many ways, so I'm really excited to do this reading. We do have 5 piles today, and I used the prop fruits before, but today, since this is going to be so juicy, we're using the real fruits. So for pile 1, we have the green apple. Nice big juicy green apple, pile 1. For pile 2, we have the tomatoes on the vine. Ooh, the orange is going to go rolling. Okay. The tomatoes on the vine, pile 2. I'm going to have to make some salsa later, huh? Okay, pile 3, we have the orange. Nice, juicy, big orange. Pile 3. Then for pile 4, one of my favorites, we have the avocado. Pile 4. And then for pile 5, we have this big, juicy red pomegranate. And that's pile 5. So as per usual, timestamps will be in the description and in the comments. So I will see you guys at your pile. And if you are new here, I hope you will feel called to like and subscribe. I would definitely love to see you here again. Okay, so I'll see you guys at your pile. Hi, pile 1. If you chose the green apple, pile 1, this is your reading. How are you other people's karma? And wow, pile 1, I just laid these cards out, and I have to let you know that I love, love, love your energy. Some of you will be aware of this already. Others of you, this might seem a little weird to hear, but you are like a spirit guide in the flesh, okay? And I know that might sound a little strange because the spirit guide should be in spirit. But yeah, at this time, some of us have gone through certain levels of ascension and lessons where we've evolved to a place where we are now helping to guide like the next wave of people who are going to go through ascension. It's not an overnight process. It's not an easy process. But I have a feeling that even during your own ascension process, you were still like a guiding light for others, if that makes any sense. I think for those of you who are maybe just hearing something like this for the first time as I'm explaining some of this to you, you'll be like, oh yeah, that does make a lot of sense. So, coming out first, we have great fortune and despair in reverse. You are a gift, and I think people don't always see it at first. I think they don't maybe recognize completely your light, but you are sent as a gift to people and it's usually, and I'm feeling that it'll be sometimes either right before they're going to go through some kind of despair, while they're going through despair, or during the time that they're coming out of despair. You are there, you are sent as a gift. We have then next, disruption and triumph. You are there to help lead these people out of this, while they're going through a phase of disruption, how to be triumphant and come through the other side on top. You guide them. You are a guide. You are a guide for others. You are a gift. Now, we all know not everybody's ready to receive gift or are willing to take guidance. Even though it is gifted to them from the divine, it is completely up to them to have the clarity of heart and mind to see the gift that's right in front of them. And I'm not sitting there saying, oh, all of pile 1, all of us, you know, it's gift from God, holier than that. It's nothing like that. It's quite different. It's kind of like there's this one Facebook quote. I'm sure a lot of you probably have seen it like on Facebook or Instagram. And it says, why be the sun when you can be the moon and shine light for somebody in their darkest hours, or, you know, during their darkest times? It's something to that. Like, I'm not sure if I'm saying it right word for word, but it's something like that. And that's exactly what you do. Next we have health, honeymoon, and narcissist in reverse. If I'm putting these up next to each other the right way. But yeah, during times when people with health in reverse, it could be, yes, that they could be going through some kind of a health issue, but I more feel like it's like when things are going, it's basically they're not feeling good. As in, it could be physical, yes, physically they're not feeling good, but it's more like they're not feeling good about themselves, period. Everything's going wrong. With honeymoon, what I'm channeling from this is, it's like, you see like the plane, you're there to help transport them to a better place, to bring them out of that, to help them, show them. It's like sometimes people get so lost during their, going through hardships that they can't see the next step to take, they can't see the light enough in front of them to put one foot forward, to take another step, to keep going, to not give up. And you help shine that light so they can at least see enough light to take another step forward, to keep going, don't give up, right? And with narcissists coming out in reverse, I'm feeling like for some of these people, it could be that you're helping to lead them out of narcissistic, abusive situations. And I always will like to give the disclaimer that, yes, I am not a psychologist. I am not a doctor. I am not diagnosing anyone. I am a tarot reader on YouTube, so use your own discretion. So I'm not diagnosing anybody, but what I'm saying is I feel that people who are in, we'll say, mentally or emotionally abusive situations that is kind of causing a lot of disruption in their lives, that is not leading them to the light, I'll say, you kind of come along and help be a guide, even if it's just simply by giving them the gift of your presence. Sometimes people, they don't even want to hear advice. They just want to know that someone's there, right? I feel that is very much you. And it's like it's echoed so many times. I used like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I used 9 different decks. And it's echoed in almost every single deck. It's something about the light, you shining a light. I see it in everyone. There's a light here, a light here, a light here, light here, light there. This one's more about the not dark, but that's like light. Yeah, it's like a guiding light. You are a guiding light, and you are sent to people as a gift. And it's not just during any time. It's for the people who are going through the hard times. And so you are like a gift of, the karma you are is like a good karma for people. And it's not, and for some of them I'm feeling it's not necessarily, some of them, yes, they could have accumulated good karma. Others of them, I feel it could be that they endured so much hardship, maybe at a young age. Maybe they had a really hard upbringing. They've never had someone actually show them what light or love or compassion is. And so when they're going through a really hard time, you are sent in to be that. So God's giving them this good karma because they've had so much hardship and other things they've had to experience, right? See, and then next we have the Ace of Wands. And just look how that looks. You see that? The sunrise, the sun coming up, seeing the light of day again, coming out of the dark. Yeah. Once again, I mean, it's literally echoed. Like, I definitely feel you are a guide. Yours, and now, I said this in another reading too, a while back. I'm trying to remember exactly these nails. I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember exactly which reading it is, but it's like, you might have a regular 9-to-5 job. You might have no job. You might be a tarot reader. You could have any kind of occupation or not. It doesn't mean you're some kind of necessarily like sad guru or, it doesn't mean that. Not all guides come in that form, because those kind of guides aren't going to always be able to show up for, the everyday. Yes, don't get me wrong, they touch the masses, but they might not be able to show up for the everyday people who are in a hard, dark time. There's other people who you wouldn't assume is doing the work of the divine, who come through and help. And that's you. You are there. It's like you're doing the field work. you're working in the field sometimes, and I think it just what I'm feeling is like it just happens like unknowingly. It's not something you plan on doing, like, hey, I think I'm gonna go guide somebody out of their, no, it's like it just falls kind of in your lap, like you just happen to be, it could be people you know, people you don't know. Okay, so yeah, you just happen to be at the right place at the right time. Sometimes just to give somebody, oh, I just saw orb. Ooh, that's how I know you. I know you special. Oh, you a guide? You a spirit guide. Okay, we have the Six of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords in reverse, followed by the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, spirit guide, check you out. So when these people are in situations where things have been unfair, things have been done unfairly, the scales have not been balanced, people are not giving to them. They're trying to like come out of betrayals, feeling pinned to the ground, feeling like they can't go forward anymore. Guess what happens? Here comes you. Wheel of Fortune. Ready to help turn things around for them if they're willing to receive the gift of your guidance. Right? Right? Some people don't know how to accept, though. I'm feeling that too. Not everybody's ready to receive. Like I said, some of them have never had true, genuine friends, loving people in their life, known what compassion was. And so for some of them, I feel when your presence and your energy is felt, it's unfamiliar to them for some of them, and it probably scares them because they don't understand what your energy is, and they might even, as they might say, like shoot the messenger or get angry or think there's something wrong, like this can't be real, this person can't be genuinely this nice or be genuinely trying to help me without an ulterior motive. And some of them might even try to lash back at you for helping them. I'm feeling that too, intuitively. I'm channeling that. Because they don't know how to receive your energy, even though you are sent in as a gift. Some of them might even accumulate more bad karma by trying to hurt the person that God sent to give them help and guidance. Interesting. That last part was just channeled. I haven't seen that yet in the cards, but I really feel that here. Queen of Pentacles, Emperor, High Priestess in reverse, Page of Cups, Queen of Wands. Yeah. You come in being nice and kind and helpful and offering things to these people to help show them a way of reclaiming authority back over their lives, to get back on top of things, to reclaim their throne. During times when these people are not listening to their intuition, maybe they don't know how yet. Maybe you're also teaching these people, to see in this High Priestess card how she's not like, she's actually, because this is the double majors, and she's actually, instead of the scroll that she holds, this time she's sitting there and she's unrolled the scroll and she's reading it. So it's like these people might be very new when you come into their life, very new to spirituality, very new to listening to their intuition and understanding what, ascension is, understanding what's happening in their lives, learning about spirituality. And you're probably also there to kind of teach them and guide them, introduce them to certain things, because sometimes they're not able, especially when they're not ready yet. It's very new to them, or maybe they're just straight up like can't, because a lot of times when people are being tested, they can't hear their own intuition. Sometimes it's a part of the test to see what they choose to do during those times, and that's when I feel you come in and you offer these people love and support. Even though everything's going wrong, here's you being nice. I think a lot of them question it at first. They do, because they're like, why are you being so nice to me? Everything's wrong. I've got nothing to offer. But here you are, just being kind. Offering them support. Like a guide would. Like a guide does. This Queen of Wands in reverse that I'm going to hear. There are some people who greatly dislike the amount of love and guidance you give to people. It almost offends them. Your light irritates something in them. Some might say their own demons or something, but especially this coming out underneath that narcissist in reverse, I feel like, especially like for situations perhaps where you help to show people a better way, or a way out of a situation that's completely unhealthy and toxic for them, there's probably the people that they are connected to that do not like that, and therefore do not like you. So I think sometimes people who are stuck in very unhealthy or toxic old paradigms or ways of living that they are refusing to let go of, who might be surrounded by the people you help, I think probably send you the evil eye, or you know, I'm hearing the word, try not to cuss on here, rhymes with itchy, you know, people who are real and probably, you know, don't have nice things to say about you because they see how nice you are and they see you helping people who they like having control over, and it probably really irritates them. I mean, it's just over and over again. There we have the hermit. There, you see that guiding light he's holding? Showing the way, knowing the way. Sometimes just simply being silent with somebody. That is the guiding light sometimes. That all the light that someone needs is to know that someone is there. Because these people aren't done going through a transformation. Or perhaps people who are refusing to go through the transformation because they're scared. You show them the way. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. Back up again. We have the Tower in reverse. It's like when everything's falling apart, people are fighting this change. They've been struck by a tower, everything's falling apart, and they're still trying to hold it together. And sometimes I think your presence and you being there is to show them the beauty of letting it all go. It wasn't on a strong foundation anyways. There's something better coming for you. And you let them know. And you let them know that they're not alone. Very beautiful. We have snake in reverse, lamb in reverse, peacock, and of course, firefly. Look at that light. What does the firefly have? It's that light in the dark. That is you. Pile 1. I love this. Yes. When people are with the snake in reverse, this is all about, this is the same thing as the death in reverse I just had. This is like the people who are either, I feel like either just entering or coming out of a transformation or fighting a transformation. They don't want to make a sacrifice of letting go of their old life. They're fighting it. But you show them. You are that light. Look at that bright light in the middle of the dark. Here it comes along you with this beautiful, brilliant, once again, it's like you see how that gold light in the Great Fortune, that golden light? I feel like you have a golden aura. Here comes you, showing them the beauty of it. Showing them how to shine again. Very beautiful energy here. I love this energy, and I really love this for you. So yes, I almost feel like that. I'm channeling a little bit here that I feel like it's almost like you know this of yourself. You know you are this for other people, and sometimes you probably even wish, like, gosh, I almost wish I had a me for me when I was going through my hard times. Right? I know it's not funny, but I feel like here's somebody like saying that, like, where was my me when I was going through the hard times? But it's okay. It's okay. I feel like you get through it. You always do. And that's why you are able to be that for other people. So you are a good karma for people. Whether they are able to see it and accept it or not, you are that for people. You are that moonlight, that shining that light during their darkest times. And I think that's really beautiful. So that's what I have for you today, pile 1. I'm going to go ahead and take it to pile 2. If you have not, I hope you will feel called to like and subscribe. I would definitely love to see you here again. Hi, pile 2. If you chose these tomatoes on the vine, pile 2, this is your reading. How you are other people's karma. Okay, pile 2. So I just laid out these cards. And this is a very interesting energy. It's almost giving a little bit like Lilith-ish. Whether you're a male or a female, there's something very desirable about you. There is something very, very desirable about you. And the divine uses that in you as a kind of, I don't want to say like a test. Well, in some situations I feel like it's a test. In other situations, it's more of an exposure to people. And I'll explain that as I go through the cards some more. But it's kind of like, okay, well, let me just go through the cards as I get going here. So the first two cards we have coming out is marriage in the upright and courtship in the reverse. Okay? And I'll tell you what this means to me. But I just want to say it's interesting because in your pile and in pile 1's reading, I used 9 different decks in this reading that I pulled cards from. You know, I shuffled them in the ones that jumped out from 9 different decks. And just like in pile 1, it's from almost every single deck I pulled from, the same message echoes, just reaffirming what this energy is. So as I pulled them out, I really kind of got a good idea here of what I'm looking at right now. So back to what I was seeing here with courtship and marriage. Marriage, upright, courtship in reverse. It's like, okay, because I'm trying to figure out how to say this so it comes out right. So like, say there's certain situations where there might be like certain like connections or couples, we'll say, or partnerships, like partnerships that aren't what they appear to be, okay? They are, you might say, already dysfunctional or toxic or broken, or, you know, but it's no longer serving the greatest good of both people in that connection or partnership. But, and it's these cycles should have been, you know, deaded out already. These things should have been cycled through. People have other paths and karmic lessons and soul contracts that they're supposed to go to and experience. Now, that might be with you or not, but the purpose I'm trying to, the point I'm trying to make here is that these things were already supposed to be done, and people sometimes hold on to things. They don't know how to let go of certain things that are already, you know, that it's already ran its course. You know, the river ran dry already, but people sometimes just kind of cling to what's familiar or comfortable, or, you know, if they have their reasons, that's okay. But, you know, so it's like what's supposed to no longer be happening. It's like people are holding on to something that's not supposed to be, or perhaps people who are, you know, supposed to be happily married should not be out courting other people because they're happily married. Maybe their partner doesn't know they're still doing that. And the divine has a way of making these things known, and I think sometimes it's through you. And I know that might be kind of hard to hear, but it does serve a spiritual purpose. I promise you it does. And I think in many, what I'm feeling here from what I see is that probably in many situations people might want to paint you out to be the bad guy. You know, oh, this all ended because of this person, or, you know, that people get upset and don't want to accept certain things. But it's like the feeling I'm getting here, it's like you didn't mess up what was already messed up. You know what I mean? It was things that were already done that people were clinging on to. So it's kind of like, then here comes your energy and exposes the brokenness of what was supposed to be this strong, that was really only one person maybe was holding on in that partnership. If that makes sense. I know this sounds a little harsh, but you know, if this is your pile, you'll know. So I think in truth though, you're not somebody who goes out looking to try to date people or be with people who are in partnerships. I don't see that at all. I see you as actually somebody who actually quite enjoys your own solitude. Right? You take care, you work on yourself, rest and rejuvenation. In truth, what you want would be, with foundation achievements, is you would want your own happy family. You strive towards having a solid foundation and a happy family. But I feel you have a certain, with especially, yeah, coming out here. Oh boy, let me move these two. We have High Priestess. You have a certain spiritual energy. You hold a certain spiritual energy. You're very spiritual. I'm sure you're very intuitive. There's an air of mystery to you. And I think that's very, very alluring to people. Specifically, people sometimes who are, God, these nails, sorry. With the King of Wands, so whether you're a male or a female, it's people who are already in partnerships, I feel sometimes, or connections. It doesn't have to be that they're married. It could even be like, in some situations, like a business partnership, where somebody's supposed to be like, you know, more loyal to their business partner, and they see you come along and they think, wow, I think I could do better business with that person. And so they don't hold loyal, they're not being loyal to their business partner person. But the business person they're in business with has no idea that they do other side jobs with other people that would be a conflict of interest, right? And so you're like, almost like something, like your energy is very tempting and alluring to people, but it's people who were already misbehaving. How's that? They were already doing things that they were keeping swept under the rug, doing things in secret that their partner, whether it be in a, you know, romantic connection, a marriage, a business partnership, they're doing things in secret from certain connections. And you come along and you have a very alluring, very magnetic energy that kind of draws them into you, even though you don't go looking for it. This is how you're the karma. And what they don't realize is they're setting themselves up. This is the 9 of Wands, but you see how this person is stepping into a puddle. They're slipping. They slip. They fall. So this person who's in a connection, you see he's sitting there with his little light on, thinking deep in thought about this really mysterious, alluring energy over here, not realizing they're setting themselves up for a trap. They're gonna fall. It's not that you have tricks up their sleeve. This is a setup from the divine, because if they want to be doing all that, that's fine, but they don't have to be doing that while in certain partnerships. Like I said, whether it's business or romantic, it's like you come along. It's kind of like you come along and it's like, okay, are you really that strong in that partnership? This is where I say it's kind of like Lilith. Are you that strong in that partnership? Because it feels to me like you give in to a lot of temptations. Not even given. You pursue the temptations. You try to tempt the temptations. You know, and so your energy is just too alluring for these people who are already not being loyal. Well, straight up, loyal. They see your spiritual energy, your air of mystery, a certain something about you, and they're slipping. These people are already slipping, and they're setting themselves up in a trap. And it's not that you go there trying to ruin or break up anything. It's that you are the karma for what they've already been doing because of cycles that should have been closed out. You are sent in to assure that these cycles close out. And now I know a lot of people aren't going to be able to accept this message. If this is not your pile, it's not your pile, that's okay. That's okay. You can pick another pile. For those who are, this is your pile, you'll understand. It's not that you do anything. You don't sit there and go after people who are in other connections. You don't try to break up business partnerships and say, hey, you could do better business with me. You don't step on toes like that. It's that there's something very magnetic and alluring about your energy. So in some situations, I feel it's like you're a temptation for people to test how, you know, their morals and their loyalty really is. And for other people, it's that they have none already. They've been already doing their, you know, partnerships completely dirty, whether it's, like I said, romantic or business, and they come after you and not realizing you're gonna expose them one way or another. Tampering with your energy is gonna end up exposing what they don't. You see how this, like, with the High Priestess, they want to be able to get into a slippery situation with you and keep you a secret. They think about you a lot. Look, see how he's at home, sitting by himself, deep in thought. They'll be thinking about you while at home, you know, trying to keep you a secret, not wanting to be exposed. Is that loyalty? I don't think so. That feels like something already very broken. But here you are. You're not one to be effed with either. You're going to call a spade a spade. You're going to call them out. You're going to cut them off. You're going to tell them no. someone asks about you, who you are, you let them know, this is who I am. I'm not this, if you, whatever they want to, they try to call you a homewrecker or get mad because their partner likes you or something. It's like, hey, no. Let me let you know what you're not clearly seeing in the right light. Okay. It's kind of like the feeling of, you know, and I feel like these people really try to wine and dine you. Offer you, let's get away, let's go do this, that, because I just can't get enough, I just need to have some time with you. People really want your energy. They want your time and your energy, but they don't want to give you what you deserve. It's like the feeling people try to keep you secret, but you're like, let me just let you know what time it really is with this Wheel of Fortune. You see, what they thought was going to go their way, you see that crack in there? Nope. You're like, let me make sure this cycle that should have been ended, you make sure, you see this is from the Devil Major, it's like you make sure what was supposed to be already done gets closed out and you walk away. It's like, hey, I'm not trying to take your woman, I'm not trying to take your man, I'm not trying to take your business partner, but what you should know is, do you really have a woman, a man, or a business partner? Do you? Maybe you should look at my emails or look at this in my phone, because I'm not the one contacting them. So it's like you help close out cycles that should have been cycled out already. You see how she's walking away from it all too? Whether you're a man or a woman. It's kind of like, say like, for instance, you know, like whether you're a man or a woman, but I'll just use this, like say I'm talking to a man right now. You know, say there is a woman who just wouldn't leave you alone, and you could feel you and her had some kind of connection, and she's just drawn to you, right? But she had a husband. And you're like, you know, I'm not going to do this with you, and yeah, I really enjoy spending time with you, but you got a husband. So then the husband, you know, hits you up one day like, oh, why are you spending time with my woman? You're ruining our marriage. And you're like, hey man, I can't break something that's already broken. You're mad at me, but your woman's at the bar every night of the week, leaving with somebody else every night of the week, but you're going to blame me for your breaking your household. I didn't break something that's already broken. You better go check your woman. It's like, don't sit there and try to pretend like you've got this happy connection or business partnership or connection or relationship and then get mad at me because they come after me. So you're like a karma, like for what should have been done already. You come and make sure the things that are cycled out get cycled out. And it's probably not always a fun thing to happen. And I know it's nothing that you do intentionally. It's just your energy. It's like a catalyst. It sets off a series or chain of events so that what needs to be exposed in certain partnerships and connections gets exposed. Right? Right. I mean, it's just echoed so many times. Look, we have the Lovers in reverse, Queen of Swords in reverse, Three of Swords upright, Hermit upright, Knave of Swords in reverse. Yeah. People who are not making choices for, you know, not choosing the best interest of their partner, you come through and you cut it out. You put an end to it. Even if it causes pain and hurt, and people want to say it's your fault, but you help people see what they were refusing to look at. You help bring the light and show people. You help them to see what they were refusing to look at. So what people were in denial about, going on in their, you know, partnerships that were clearly pretty much already done, the divine was no longer blessing these unions, whether it was business or otherwise. It was not a blessed union, we'll say. There was a lot of hurt. There was a lot of, you know, other interferences coming into these kinds of connections. And you come in and it's your energy that it's like a catalyst. It ensures that it gets cut out so that people can see what they were refusing to look at. Yeah. What people were trying to hold on to that they should have no longer been, it's like it's like things that people were trying to hold on to for the wrong reasons. you be sure, it's like your energy causes them to not be able to, it's like, I know this is like about defending oneself or standing up for oneself, but the energy of these two coming out of each other is like, you force them to let go of what they should have no longer been holding on to, what was broken. And yes, it does cause people to feel a lot of loss, but it's not, it's a feeling of it's not your fault. I feel like in these situations, it's not that you came and tried to like pull people away from a business partner, a husband, a wife. It was just these people with your high priestess, it's a very Lilith energy. It's a very magnetic, alluring energy. These people just get, it's not that they're giving in. It's like the one that's, oh, I gotta have that. Regardless of what my, business partner or my husband or my wife will think. And that is not loyalty. That is not a blessed union anymore, is it? Right? And so in a sense, you're like a nightmare for these people because it all ends up coming out. Because I feel you have very good morals. I feel you're somebody who, you do strive to have your own, you know what I mean? You want your own happy foundation built right. You're not trying to, like, I think these people think like you would want their business partner or their wife or their husband. It's like, why would I want that? Why would I want a cheater? Why would I want somebody who's not loyal, who keeps secrets, who's doing keeping all these things hidden from you? Why would I want that for myself? No, I want a happy family. I don't want yours, but I'm going to let you know what yours is so that this cycle that should have been closed out already, you come bring this Wheel of Fortune in reverse. You're like, crack! I don't know how far you guys thought you were going to keep running this vicious cycle and then blaming everyone else and causing all this havoc in other people's lives. It's kind of like it's like that feeling of like, like say there's, I'll use a female version this time. Like say if there's an F-boy energy who's all over town hooking up with all kinds of girls, and they've got a crazy girlfriend or wife. And she out there just trying to fight all these different girls all the time. These girls don't come after her dude. He's out there being player of the year. But she's gonna be mad at the female, not at him. Keep going back to him every time. And this could be vice versa. I'm just giving you an example. It's like your energy is like once they come there with you, you're like, okay, no. Let me explain to you, honey. I don't want your dude, but just in case you didn't know, this is what your dude's doing with everyone else. This is how your dude approaches me. I know this might be hard for you to look at, but it's not me. I'm not the one you need to be mad at. You need to be mad at yourself for being blind, or be mad at your dude for hurting you and not being loyal. That's your energy. That's how you are their karma. It's like you're more the karma to the F-boy or F-girl, like you got the wrong one today. This is where the game stops. Stops right here. Right? So you help to close out cycles that should have been closed out. Yeah. For people who want earthworm, they wanted to keep you hidden. With rabbit in reverse and fox, it's like they just almost all they wanted to do was use you as a piece of meat and be sneaky with you anyways. It's like they were almost trying to prey on you. They didn't see your larger than life energy. They couldn't prey on you. They couldn't put out your fire. They didn't realize you were the bait. You weren't the prey, you were the bait. That's what it is. They looked at you like you were prey, like just a quick, easy something to conquer, but you were the bait. They fell into their own trap. They slipped up, got exposed, and cycles get closed out because they were no longer serving anyone. They were just causing more damage and hurting more people and dragging more people into toxic cycles that were already done. So that's how you are other people's karma. Pile 2. Wow. Very alluring magnetic energy, I have to say again. Yeah, very alluring magnetic energy. Very highly spiritual energy too at that. So that's what I have for you today, pile 2. I'm going to go ahead and take it to pile 3. I hope this resonated. If you feel called to, please like and subscribe. I sure would love to see you here again. Hi, pile 3. If you chose the orange, pile 3, this is your reading. How you are other people's karma. Welcome. Okay, so this is really interesting. I'm going to try to explain this the best way I can. It's a very gangster energy, I guess you'll say. Or I guess I could say, yeah, you literally like are the karma. I don't even know where to begin with this. I pulled these cards out. I pulled from 9 different decks. And, you know, with piles 1 and 2, it was really interesting because it's like almost like from each deck there was an echo of what's going on. And I see that a lot here too, but it's a little bit different. So let's just start off from the top, I guess, and we'll get right into it. Okay, here we go. So starting off, we have high honor in reverse and false person and journey. Part of your journey is you expose people who are not of high honor. You expose people who are false. You expose people, you are other people's karma because you expose like the fake, the people who have bad intentions, who are not doing things right in righteousness, people who have, it feels like, plots, schemes, plans, bamboozlers, people who scheme people, scam people, set people up. It feels here you expose them. I feel like the divine almost uses you. Like, I'm going to be jumping all over the place, bear with me. Because right here we have fish, dolphin in reverse, black egg, nightingale in reverse, and horse in reverse. With the fish, it's like, okay, the divine uses you almost, and I said this in, I think, one of the last piles too. It's like you're like, people look at you like you're prey, but they don't realize you're the bait. They're the prey for the divine, for what they've been doing. That's not okay. It's like, it's like the divine kind of sends you in, and I think when it first happens, you're not aware of it. That the divine is using you as a bait for these people, but the whole time the divine is there with you. It's like these people aren't going to get away with what they had planned to do, right? But they looked at you like you were like going to be an easy catch, an easy prey. They greatly misunderstand your spiritual and emotional intelligence. They thought you were just going to be like, oh yeah, this person's going to go for the okie doke. They're going to bite the bait. This is going to be an easy mark. This is going to be an easy one to get over on. So these people have like plots and schemes and scams. And they do this to people probably often. You know what I mean? They get over on people. They do wrong. They conspire and do things, you know. And it's almost feeling like hive mind, almost like there's something here that made me feel like it was like maybe sometimes in groups. Yeah, like the high honor, there's a lot of people right there. Anyways, it's like they greatly underestimate you, and they think you're like going to be like this easy person to prey on. They greatly underestimate and misunderstand your intelligence and your authenticity and your truth. They don't expect you to speak up about what's going on or what happened. It's like they didn't see you. They didn't recognize the force that you have and the forces that you have backing you up. Okay? So it's kind of like part of your journey is to come across these people who are not living lives in high honor, that are false people, because the divine works through you to it's like to come into these situations. It's kind of like it's like the divine sees everything that's going on. They know what's going on. They see it and they're like, okay, we're going to put an end to this. So we're going to send in this soul, and we're going to make sure that these people don't see the divinity in this person, that these people don't see the spiritual ranking and backing that this person has. And we're going to send them in there, and we're going to let them try to pull this on them. And then it's like, before their plans can go through, it's like the divine comes in and just nails them. They end up getting all their karma, is what it feels like. Coming up next, we have conflict and defeat in reverse, the waiting game in reverse, and positive movement forward. I love it. So it's like these people who really thought you were going to be easy to defeat, who really thought that they were going to slow you down, couldn't stop nothing. You got this positive movement forward. It's like you send these people on their way, on their journey, right to their karma. You are the karma. It's like you're like the scales. They don't realize that they're walking into a karmic trap, trying to pull these things on you, but it's things that they've been doing. So it's kind of like the divine works through you. Yes, yes. With challenges in reverse. No. Wait, I'm getting it all mixed up. Sorry. We have no, earth sign, and challenges in reverse. What I'm getting is they didn't expect you to be such a challenge. People didn't expect you. You're like a bit, it's like karma slaps them in the face as soon as these people, I feel there's people who really try to plot and scheme on you and had no idea that everything they've been doing prior up to that point to other people, bamboozling people, scheming on them, do all these like really just nasty things was, you know, I think people thought it was like, in many situations, what I'm getting from this is with earth signs, it's possible, yes, you could be an earth sign. You don't have to be though, but I'm getting is I'm seeing more like this hand. They thought it was going to be easy to take from you. They didn't know, people weren't able to take from you. They weren't able to get over on you. Yeah, I mean, I love it. So it's like, on these cards, with the law of attraction cards, I really hardly ever go by what the actual thing is. I go by the photos. I get a lot more of my intuitive hits off the photos. So it's like, you see how he's like, to me it's like he's almost like, it gives the feeling of like being with other people and, you know, having a meeting, putting the plot and the scam together. Okay, like this is what we're going to do. You're going to go over here and do this, and while you're doing that, they won't be paying attention to that side of their house, and then you'll sneak up over there and go grab. It's like something like that, right? What ends up happening? Look at that. Look at that. They don't know their heart's being weighed. You take them straight to the Hall of Two Truths. I don't know if any of you here are familiar with ancient Egypt, but you take them straight to the Hall of Two Truths where their heart is being weighed by the feather of Mayat. And guess what? It wasn't lighter than a feather. And what comes next for these people? Oh, the agony. Oh, the regret in this Eight of Swords. All of a sudden, it's a rainy effing day, isn't it? Everything's going wrong. They don't understand. They don't get it. Why is everything going wrong in my life now? Why do I feel like all of a sudden I'm stuck caught in the storm? You didn't call in the storm. They called in the storm on themselves. You brought them to judgment. Coming out next, here it is. This is how it's done. This is really what it's the divinity in you, your connection to the divine. And you know, because of the spiritual amnesia we come into this life with, we don't always, these nails are killing me. We don't always remember. Sometimes we're not aware even of our own spiritual rank. Sometimes it comes to us later in life, or we awaken to it. You know, some people sooner than later, others not. But next we have Temperance and the Lovers in reverse. You see? Look at that. It's like the yin yang of the angels. You see that? Big angel up here and the angel down here. It's, to me, it's this is giving me big time. You bring a balancing of the scales to all the bad decisions these people had made, all their bad plans, all their, ooh, I'm hearing toxic partnerships, unholy connections, things they were doing, connections they had in the dark that nobody knew about, that were not, definitely not blessed by the divine. And this doesn't always have to, and I don't mean romantic relationships, I mean some of them could be, but it's really feeling like people had, oh, I'm even hearing pacts, promises, oaths, connections to people that nobody would have known that they had, you know, made an oath to, and that they were connected to, and that they were working with, underhanded, under the table, secret connections, secret groups, organizations, things that people were doing really sneaky and underhanded under the table. And here comes the divine, like, let me just balance those scales out. Let me just bring you straight to judgment. Did you really think nobody knew what you were doing? Maybe people didn't, but let me tell you who did. The spirit realm sure did. Nothing goes unseen. These people should know that. I think some of them preach those kinds of things and then think they can get away with doing things themselves, but sorry to let them know it doesn't work that way. No, 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 no. You don't get to abuse spiritual powers. You sure don't. And some of these people definitely were doing that. And this is how I can tell you. We also have down here have devil and magician coming out. There is a good chance some of these people, you know, and I'm not going to sit here and say practicing of magic is bad. I practice magic. I manifest. Anybody, if you manifest, you practice magic. Yeah, you do. If you manifest, you're practicing magic. That is what magic is. You are manifesting. Okay, so let's get past the terms. But what I feel is people were engaging in more, we'll say, lower vibrational spiritual activities that were to cause harm to people, that was unwarranted. It was not sanctioned by the divine, and it was not okay, and they greatly underestimated your spiritual strength. You were able to tame the beasts that they sent your way, weren't you? Sitting pretty, there you are. People were not expecting this. This is like a reading I just did. How you shock people. People were not expecting this. They thought you were the prey, but the divine sent you as the bait because those people had prices to pay for the activities and things they were doing that were harmful to other people. That's what I'm seeing here. Also, we have, we have, okay, look at this King of Wands coming out next to the Sun in reverse. I don't know if you can see it from that distance, but on the back of that King of Wands chair, you see he's facing everybody, but there's like a whole thing going on here. Like on the back of his chair, there's something that he keeps hidden. Connections, maybe with his family. It's like maybe, it's like people had certain things or even groups or things within their family that they kept in the dark that were in the shadows that they didn't want being exposed. They definitely didn't want being exposed. They had plans and they thought they had divine backing, but here you come and you laid all those plans to rest by bringing the exposure that the divine needed. The divine works through you. You are a part of, it's like Judgment Day. This is big energy. This isn't going to be everyone's pile. I'm sure of that. But this is big energy. And you know how you can tell though if it is your pile? You'll know. You'll know. Things that you'll see, like certain things that you might have sentenced, like sensed certain people wanting to do something to you. Or just like people wanting to be around you and just being too chummy, too nice, and just, you know, your gut instinct will tell you something's off. And then you just feel like something saved you in a certain situation, and you notice those people's lives are falling apart because on a spiritual level you took them to judgment. They thought you were the prey, but you were the bait. You were not the fish. They didn't see your intelligence. They didn't see the forces behind you backing you up. They didn't see your strength. Yeah. Any plans they had, you put an end to them. You come out victoriously. Nothing worked. How about that? You know, it's interesting. I look at this orange, and what does this orange look like? It looks like the sun, right? What does the sun do? Brings exposure. That's what exactly I feel you do. You know, just smack dab right in the middle of this reading. Just look at those scales. The heart and the feather. You take them straight to judgment, where then they are answering to the divine, to the angels, to whatever their guide, whoever their guides are, this, you know, source energy. Their hearts get weighed. Or is it lighter than a feather? Because it's not looking like it. With all the crap they thought they were getting away with, they ran out of time. Their time ran out when they tried this crap with you, but you were placed there very specifically as part of your journey to come in and bring endings and exposure to the false people who are not living in honor. Very interesting energy. It's pretty rare too. I don't think this is going to be a lot of people's pile. Highly intelligent. highly, highly intelligent. Very authentic energy you have. They never saw it coming. I love it. Well, that is what I have for you today. Pile 3. I'm going to go ahead and take it to pile 4. I hope you will feel called to like and subscribe, because I would definitely love to see you here again. Okay, bye. Hi, pile 4. If you chose the avocado, pile 4, this is your reading. How you are other people's karma. Oh my god, pile 4, your energy is so cool. I used like 9 different decks that I pulled from to like gather the energies, and your energy is so cool. I'm not sure where to begin. I'd probably just begin at the top, but it's giving almost Dexter, no? Maybe even an investigator, a police officer, or even detective, maybe even army. I don't know. It's like, you don't have to be any of those, but it's like, you're like a bully to the bullies. You stand up for the underdog. You help make sure that the people who are done wrong get defended. You defend the underdog. You are the strength for the people who don't have strength. If that makes sense, is what I'm seeing here. Okay, so let's just start at the top. This is such cool energy. Okay, so we have distant horizons and judication in reverse. So it's like people who try to put off their karma. People who try to not go under judgment for the things they've done. Like, you know, like kind of like if somebody has like a court case or something and they keep getting an extension. It's kind of like that energy, but it doesn't have to necessarily be that, you know, but it's like the people who are trying to keep pushing off, like answering for what they've done. It's like, you're like, no, you're going to pay for this. You can't do this to people. Next we have stand your ground. Beautiful. Firm foundation in reverse and accelerated motion in reverse. So it's like you stand up and you stand your ground for the people who aren't strong enough, the people who don't feel strong enough to stand up for themselves. You stand up for them. You stand up for yourself and for them. For the people who thought they were going to get away with it, like accelerated motion, you put an end to that shit. Pardon my French. You put an end to it. You stop it. You're putting an end to it. You are not one to be bullied, nor sit back and watch someone else get bullied or victimized. You won't. You're highly intelligent, and you are backed by God, the universe, the angels. We have let go and guardian. Kind of like a guardian angel that comes through for people, but in the flesh, like when people need that backup, that help, like someone to come through. You know what I mean? It's like you came through and helped them get through a situation that there's like, no, they probably are like, man, I could have never got through that alone. Thank you so much. You know what I mean? You help people be aware of what they need to let go of as well. You help show them the truth. There's a weird tapping in my room. I just heard it over there like twice. Okay, we're gonna have some paranormal, supernatural activity up in here. Okay, yeah, spirit got your back. Y'all have some highly spiritual energy. Something going on with my computer over there. All right, okay, pile 4. I feel you. So yeah, while I'm talking about guardian, yeah, you are backed. Spirit backs you up because you do things in righteousness. The things that other people think they're getting away with, you don't allow it. You're not going to let people get away with BS that they do to people, especially when they try to victimize people. That's just how you are their karma. Oh, big time. You make people have to pay the karma that is due. Yeah, oh yeah. You see this? You will fight for what's right. You will fight people who are doing wrong. You're not one to be bullied, and you're not going to let other people bully other people. And you're very intelligent. This is why I was saying like detective or investigator. maybe even FBI or something. Like you could work, definitely could work one of those jobs, but you don't have to. But we'll just say your investigative skills are up to par. Like you will find some shit out. You will find some shit out. You will figure it out. If somebody's doing something and you know, like say if like you meet somebody or somebody comes to you for help or you have a friend who's going through something and you're like, yeah, that doesn't sound right. You'll find out. You'll figure it out. You're like, here, let me help you. Let me figure it out. Especially, look at this card. See, with this deck, I don't always go by what the actual thing is. I think this is I think this is Judgment in reverse. But what I'm looking at here is, you see that missing puzzle piece? There's like a missing puzzle piece here that people can't quite, there's like, I know something's off here and I can't, I'm not getting the justice or the judgment. This person's not answering for what they did. You come through with the missing puzzle piece. You will help them fight for their justice, and you will find that missing puzzle piece, so that these people have to face their judgment. Yeah. Oh, birth. Hold on. Yeah, when people who are trying to start some problems, people who try to start problems. See that birth? Birth a problem, 5 of Wands in reverse, with 7 of Wands in reverse, with somebody who can't defend themselves. People who try to start shit and problems with somebody who can't defend themselves. You will come through and defend them. And you will figure out what's really going on. You will see the full picture clearly. You will find that missing puzzle piece so that these people have to face their own judgment for what they're doing. And so that way they can't start problems with people who can't defend themselves. And it's like, you got like a little superpower here. Ooh, that might be one of my next readings. That'd be a good one. A little bit different than spiritual gifts, but what is your superpower? And I'm going to tell you what one of yours is. Even though I think I might just do that as a future reading. Superpowers. One of your superpowers is, look at this. The Hermit in reverse. But this isn't the regular Hermit. This is in the double majors deck. And you see in this Hermit, like in the regular Hermit, how the Hermit has that guiding light. And he shines light, people can see him. Notice here, he's put the light out. He took the light out, and he's ducking down, and he's keeping warm. He's in the dark. You cloak yourself. You've got, like, cloaking abilities. It's like, you go camouflage. Yeah, like, that's why it's feeling maybe like army. Or it's just, like, incognito. Like, people, you go below the surface where nobody sees you. It's like you're spying on the spies, or like the people who are doing those things in the dark. You're right there in the dark watching them do all that. That's how you come up with these missing pieces. And it's like you sit there and you will watch people in the dark. And so like with this magician, you notice how he's got all the tools to do what he needs to do, but he's sitting there in thought. It's like, so you sit back and you watch what people are doing, you see what they're doing, but you don't just rush in and take action. It's like you figure it out, and then it's like you don't let them know. Like, you don't show them your cards right away. It's like playing chess. You don't say a word until it's time to say, checkmate. And then it's too late. They had no idea. They had no idea you were even in the game with them. I love it. Love it. Love it. Yeah, I mean, this just reaffirms it. I mean, oh my God. Look at this. We have the 8 of Pentacles and the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. Show you what I'm seeing here. So with this 8 of Pentacles, it's like you sit there and it's like you see how he's like sitting there, and for the 8 of Pentacles, he's like putting all the pieces together. He's connecting the dots, right? So that the people with this 3 of Pentacles, notice how it looks like they're all like, look at, there's a gun on the table. It's like they've got this plan. They're planning something. This is like some kind of, they're conspiring to do something. It's like, you see, okay, on this it says bank, and then they've got like circles around where the money would be. It's like these people are planning to do something really foul, right? There's alcohol, there's cigarettes, they're looking like the bad guys, so they're planning some kind of a heist. These are people who are scheming, plotting, planning in reverse. You connect the dots. You see right through the plans before they can execute them. And they didn't see you watching. It's like you go incognito. Or it's like you very well could be, had some kind of maybe military training, law enforcement, something. You could be, but you don't have to be. might just be a female. Because you know us females, we got investigative skills like no other. But, you know, we'll find some stuff out. But anyways, sorry, back to your reading. But yeah, whether you're any kind of, you know, authority or have any kind of special training, private investigator, you might have that, you might not. You just, either way, you're very smart. You will it's like you have the skills. Like you could probably be that if you wanted to be. You know what I mean? Because you will figure some shit out. You will connect the dots and you will find the missing puzzle piece and you will, like if somebody's going to figure something out, it's you. You're going to know. You're going to figure some shit out. And you're not one to be punked or bullied. Like you're going to stand up for the underdog. It's getting big, like, that's why I said like Dexter type. Yeah. Right here we have the cover card and the Queen of Pentacles. And what I'm gathering from this is like, this is like, makes me think of like the screen of a phone, which makes me think of like receipts, evidence. And you bring people the cold hard evidence. Like you see how she's sitting there and she's holding it. Like you bring back the receipts and evidence so people can have that cold hard evidence. This is what's going on. You were wondering, you knew something was wrong, you knew something was off, you came, you asked me, I got you your evidence. So that way people have cold hard evidence to hold on to. They have receipts. They have proof. Very well could be a lawyer or a police officer, but if not, you definitely got the skills. Yeah. It's like people who weren't showing their true feelings, showing their true face, you see them, you watch them. Whatever their plans were, they weren't showing their true feelings, they weren't showing who they truly were. You see it all. And then you turn their plans around. You turn the tables on them so they can't go through with their plans. They can no longer go through with their plans. And if they owe money, you make them pay what's owed or give back what they were trying to take. It's like you make sure people get compensated, I feel like, for what was done to them. Last but not least, we have the crocodile and the octopus. You prey, you're the predator of the predator. You prey on the predators, better said. You're the person who preys on the predators. You bully the bullies. Dexter. Right? You bully the bullies. You bully the bad guys. You make sure, it's like they're sitting there like this, lurking, thinking they're about to prey on somebody, but here you are even deeper and darker in the waters. And before this crocodile can raise up and jump out at somebody, you just get your tentacles around and got them in a death grip. They ain't hurting nobody. Wow, this is gangster energy. Oh my god. I love it. I love it. This, yeah, you very well, like I said, you could be, maybe have some kind of training with authorities, maybe military, something, but it's like you're very smart, you're very strong in your strength, but you have definitely a high morale. Like you have a good, strong moral inner compass. Like you know, you do what you do for what's right. Like I said, you come in like a guardian angel for people who are having a hard time maybe letting go of certain situations that are harmful for them. Because you could see the true nature of people who are maybe trying to prey on them or, you know, take something from them or hurt them, and you come through and you go real incognito and you see what's going on and you figure it out, and then you come bring those people receipts and hardcore evidence and fight for them so that other people have to face judgment for what they were doing in the dark. I love it. I love it. This is some gangster energy. This is great. Love it. Love your energy, Pile 4. Okay, so I hope this resonated. I hope you feel called to like and subscribe. I'm going to go ahead and take it to Pile 5. Hi, Pile 5. If you chose this big, juicy, beautiful red pomegranate, this is your reading. How you are other people's karma. So let's get right into it. And I just want to say I'm so not surprised, because as soon as I seen the pomegranate, you know, it makes me think of Persephone and how she is got like a dual nature to her, as in she is the goddess of spring and she is the queen of the underworld. You know, she sits on the throne next to Hades. You know, so queen of the underworld, queen of the damned, and goddess of spring. You know, she's half the year above ground, half the year in the underworld. So just like that, there is a dual nature here. is in the way you are karma to other people. As in, sometimes, from what I'm seeing here is you are a good karma to people, where you bring life and you nourish things and you bring, have gifts of, like how there's beauty and flowers and, and other times it's you bring destruction. You send people right to the underworld. And I love it. So there's like a bunch of different cards kept coming out. I used 9 different decks in this reading for all the piles. And so all the different things that came out, I realized it was like telling 2 storylines, like one for when, and whether you're a man or a woman, one for when you're being the goddess or god of spring, and one for when you're being the queen or the king of the underworld. So it's like the karma you serve people. It's like you have your seasons. It's almost like you're have a certain judgment to you, where it's like what's due to somebody. Do they have life or destruction coming their way, right? Okay, so let's start off up here at the beginning, at the top. Okay, we have coffin and community. So I feel like things that certain groups that come together to do, that don't belong coming together, that have no business being involved with each other, or things that just are going on, say, like if you want to say groups, societies, organizations, friends, even family, you that don't want to stop with their BS, you put an end to it. You sure do. You sure do put an end to it, especially people who are upset and don't want you to have the intuition with wish fulfillment and intuition that you have. People who are threatened by your intuition, they can't stop your destiny because it's ordained. It's anointed to you, right? And so these are like people like that. It's like you disband these things, disarm. You bring the destruction to these crowds and break it apart. This is when you are going, underworld, where it's like, okay, this needs to be deaded out. This is an ending, and I'm going to put an end to it. And you do that. And then also, interesting, that it's like it's like those 2 came out together, and these 3 came out together. We have privileged lady, toil and labor, and bad health in reverse. At the same time, can be a gift to people, where you come through very loving and you work hard to help nurse people back to good health. And that could play out in many different ways. That could be just people who are going through a hard time. You work with them and you come through and you bless them, you gift them, and whether it's with your time or help them out in some way. It's like you are a gift to certain people who are going through a hard time, and you help them to get better. You work hard on helping them to, have things like in spring coming to life again. You bring new growth to their lives. It's like the things that need to be like destructed, you destruct, and the things that need help being grown, finding new growth, you bring new growth into their lives. So it's a real interesting energy, very, very suitable for the pomegranate. So right here, we have moving on, upright, intuition reverse, gold digger, give it time in reverse, and communication reverse. So yeah, people who, you help people who don't listen to, also like people who don't listen to their own intuition, like when they can't see the forest through the trees, people who can't see that people are just using them, wasting their time, lying to them. You come through and help them to move on from that. You'll dead that situation out for them. You will do it. You have it. People can't stop your intuition, but that doesn't mean that it's not necessarily that other people's intuition people are able to block other people's intuitions. Sometimes people ignore their own intuitions because they don't want to see the truth of something, because they want it to be it's like, say if somebody's like someone and they want it to be that so bad, they have this perfect picture in their mind, this is what I want us to be, we'll be so cute together, we'll be so perfect, and this is it. But you clearly see the truth of the situation, like that person is not good for you. That person's not good for you. That person's using you. That person's lying to you. That person's wasting your time. You will help them to see the truth so that they can move on from that person. Yeah, people, you are a good judge. Like with this card, see how he looks like a judge right here? And this card is like King of Swords in reverse. It's giving me like a bad attorney. You know, it's like you are a clear judgment of what people, like when someone's, it's like, I'm getting like a car salesman, you know, like somebody's trying to sell right to an ant. You're a good judgment to judge things clearly. So when somebody's having a hard time, this is a Six of Swords in reverse, moving on from an F-boy or F-girl energy, yeah, and then we have, see here, oh yeah. Oh yeah, we have the Three of Swords in reverse. People are moving on from things that are going to break their heart, from people who are going to leave them out in the cold. You are a good judgment. You see things clearly. You see through the false. And you're able to bring in, it's like you're able to take those people who are false and are going to hurt people. It's like you're able to bring judgment to their lives. You take them straight to the underworld. You take them straight to Hades. You take them straight to where they have to answer for their untruths and pay up. Pay up. You're not telling the truth, I'm going to send you straight down. I'm going to send you straight to Hades where you're going to have to pay up for all those lies you told, trying to hurt people. Yeah. Temperance, and here it is. Judgment. Ooh. And see, in this Temperance, this is the second Temperance from the major double majors deck. You see how he's ducking that transformation? Transformation, it's like death. It's the underworld. People are trying to escape going into their own shadows and facing themselves, ending cycles that need to be ended. You call judgment on that. You bring this to their attention. You force them into the transformation that they're supposed to go through, that they've been avoiding. Yes. They don't see it coming dealing with you. They're like, oh, no. They're kind of blind to what's really going on. But see in this Hanged Man, how he's trapped, he's hanging there? You force them to look at things from a different perspective. They cannot move forward until they cut out their BS. Yes. Magician and Empress in reverse. Goddess of Spring, Queen of the Underworld. Or king. You can manifest life, beauty, and growth, or complete death and destruction in someone's life. That's how you are people's karma. That is their justice. You bring the justice. It's like, well, you know, people understand time and seasons. Seasons change, and so the way you've been going has to be transformed. And that's what you bring. You bring that transformation. I feel like most people, like I feel like you're very much you might be a bit of a homebody, or you're very protective of your home. But you're very closed off to people who are not emotionally intelligent. People I think don't see it because they might see you as such a nice person and a homebody, down to earth, that they don't realize you have a spiritual dark side. It's not bad or evil, but there's a certain energy within you that will bring an ending to them if they have it coming. It's like coming within your energy. It's very catalytic, or like a catalyst. They don't see that you also are the bat. You are nocturnal. You're highly, like, you see everything in the dark. Nobody can hide anything from you. They can't do things in the dark and think you won't see it. You are a creature of the night, at least for half of the year. You know what I mean? They don't see it because maybe if someone meets you while you're in your Goddess of Spring season, they don't understand that you're also the Queen of the Underworld. That you will bring an ending into their life and cause them to have to go through a transformation. If they make you be a predator, they make you turn into the wolf. Ooh, that's kind of sexy. Right. I love this. So there's a real dual nature to you, and your karma, the way your karma to other people, and this is where it's really different from the other pilots, is you are good and bad karma to people. It's like depending on if that person has growth and blessings coming into their life, or if you're said to be a destructive force and cause an ending in that person or people's lives, to like disband a group or whatever. It's like whatever it calls for, you can be either. You are the good and the bad karma, just like Persephone. So that's what I have for you, pile 5. That's really interesting. I think this might be my pile. Yeah, I love Persephone. She's so awesome. Well, I love doing this reading for you guys. I hope you will feel called to like and subscribe. I will see you guys in another reading.